uh, ideally red is supposed to be anode and black is supposed to be cathode, but in this machine what we are using is actually black is anode, so that's why I just converted it. Yeah, we were actually discussing about the muscle, that where we were having it. So the muscle is expected to be, her bulk is somewhat here she has, and the bulk is, so this is actually, the muscle is in the medial most side, okay, not on the volar aspect. The muscle is, so when you are going to stimulate, you will be putting your electrode here, not over here, because the maximum muscle bulk is at the medial side. So I'll be actually placing my electrode like here, yes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to now stimulate. I'll be using a surge Faraday current here. Why? Because I want to see a tetanic contraction for visibility purpose. This is a demonstration, so I'll be using a surge Faraday current. Otherwise, I can use a interrupted galvanism, but my model is a normal one, so I can use a short duration interrupted direct current, so that which is 1 millisecond. There I will get a twitch, and I can actually confirm the motor point with that also. But right now I'll be doing with the Faraday current. Please let me know when you receive the current, okay? Just raise your hand, that other current, so that I'll come. Now you started to have stimulation. Yeah, you can see already it started to work. That's what I said. It is not on the volar aspect, it is on the medial aspect where you can see the thing. I'll reduce the intensity actually, probably I'll be having a little bit more. Yeah. To confirm the motor point, I have to drag around the electrode, okay, because this is the area. So if I drag around my electrode where I am getting a maximum contraction for the same intensity, that's it's going to be my model's motor point. So I'm just looking around. Yeah, there I can, yeah, now actually I got it. So this is the point where I get. And how to confirm that I'm working with that ulna is, just go to the pisiform and just below to where the tendon is getting inserted, and you can actually see, palpate the tendon. Yeah, so I can see that it is, and you can see proper, it is a flexion with an ulnar deviation and no other muscles now that are working, and I can easily feel the tendon also just over the pisiform. Yes. So this is flexa carpi ulnaris. Yeah, I'll stop here. So the motor point, that's what I said, that it is the bulk and it is the proximal 1/3 junction where I will have the motor point. So, and it is not on the anterior, it is at the medial aspect of it. Now the next part of that what I am going to stimulate is the flexor digitorum profundus. And flexor digitorum profundus is a deep muscle actually, the medial part. Both the parts, medial part I am going to stimulate, supplied by the ulna now, which is a deep muscle. So whenever there is a deep muscle, the definition for the motor point is not only where the main nerve enters, that is for a superficial muscle, but for a deep muscle, is it where the muscle becomes superficial. And the profundus also actually runs, the medial portion also runs along the same course, and if it is, that is actually overlapped by the flexor carpi ulnaris. So where I will have the profundus motor point is where it is emerging out from the bulk of flexor carpi ulnaris, or where the flexor carpi ulnaris bulk ends and the profundus becomes superficial from there onwards. And if you look at that, again, as I told you, that this is the bulk of flexor carpi ulnaris in my models, okay, and that means this is supposed to become superficial somewhere near here. And this muscle is right now not as medial as the flexor carpi ulnaris. This is slightly coming from that medial to the volar aspect. So I'll be having stimulating again here. I'll be stimulating here. Just leave. Okay, we can have a pad. Actually, ideally I should have a pad. Okay, why? Because this wrist is going into extension. I want the muscle to be in a shortened position. Let me try if I can have anything. Okay, I will use some other link pieces which I have for my support purposes. So at least in neutral, if it is not in, it should not be in. Slightly the wrist should not be in. So now I'll be doing here is, so this is the bulk that gets over, and so I'll be having my motor point somewhere here. So let me try and search for the profundus, and the profundus, it's the longest muscle and it is going to flex the distal IP of these two fingers. So I'll be looking the flexion of the IPs, distal IPs first. Not okay, that should actually work. Remember, it is crossing all the joints, so obviously we'll have flexion in the other joints also, especially MCP and the PIP. But if the DAP gets flexed, that means I'm sure that I'm working with the profundus, because I cannot isolately make the IP to get. So that's what I'm. Have you started to receive? Yeah. And you can see that the IPs are started to go. Yeah. You can see that the IPs are actually making. Oh.